Didn't do any of my Anki today.
Med school is what you make of it. People express their diseases differently. Face test. Oh, and here's a patient.
Also such a pretty sunset. Even though we don't really see like direct sunset because this is facing north, it's still so pretty.
So I'm Dr. C and I work at the University of Miami. Nice to meet you. So I'm going to be asking you some questions about your medical history and your social history before we jump into what brings you in here today.
Beef stew.
Meal snacks because we're hungry.
I'm so tired, but I have to go do my home learning for tomorrow. Didn't do any of my Anki today. And I'm so tired. I don't know how I'm gonna talk to like so many patients in the future. We had like I had six quote unquote like patient actors, and they were like back to back to back. And it was a lot to like just keep taking like histories, perform physical exams. And so definitely good practice for the future when I'm gonna have to do this like every day as a profession. But good insight. And now I'm tired, so.
The renal acute kidney injury, the markers that tells you about renal.
Except that I know that you'll get the emails because I asked Julia.
So we had like different like concentration pathways and stuff, and we both had our first meetings today. And I'm in the ethics and humanities.
I'm in the, what am I in? In the ophthalmology pathway, whatever it's called.
Division sciences.
Vision science pathway.
I just think it's really funny because like, what do y'all talk about?
Chromatography and mass spec and a bunch of other stuff.
So like
nerve regeneration.
So like sciencey stuff. And then my pathway, we just spent like 2 hours, 1.5 hours, like introducing ourselves, our backgrounds, talking about like different humanity topics I might be interested in, like how music can help palliative care, linguistics of like how people describe their problems and like chief complaints and stuff like that. And then how Facebook was started, what Reddit is, like all these like random things, and we just like had a conversation. And then there's him learning like mass spec and chromatography. Like it's med school is what you make of it. Cereal, I don't know if you can tell, but it just makes me so happy. Like heart-shaped stuff in general, and if it's in the form of cereal, it's like even better. Got my little snack, and I'm going to learn about the nephrotics and like nephrotic disease. Like, I apparently need to study because I don't even know what I'm learning or talking about. So yeah, but like I'm so tired after a meeting. It was really fun though, just to think about like the different side of medicine, which is also the reason why I joined this pathway. It's just so I can think about medicine in like a different framework. And like all the to think of medicine from like a more humanistic, like humanities perspective, and that's like all like why I love medicine. That's the stuff I love talking about in medicine. And so I'm really excited because we were talking about how basically like for example like how people express their diseases differently in like different cultures and like have different words, and I don't know, like all these things that I think is just so interesting, fascinating to actually learn about. But now I gotta transition back into the more like basic science kind of medicine side of medicine and learn about that. So. Marvin's not as good at chopsticks as me, so I asked him to flip the meat. Guess you surprised me with boba. My favorite thing in the world. One of my favorite things in the world. So beautiful. Look at that color.
We have a dark black tea.
Okay.
We have a rose mantis tea.
Oh, I love. Is that for me?
Yeah. And then we have a matcha Thai tea with boba.
Taste test. It's good. It tastes like Thai tea. It's actually not too sweet. It's not too sweet at all.
Hopefully it's try.
Okay. Taste test number 2. This is good.
Everyone's going to try adding an extra shot of coffee into his so it's stronger. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. And he did it.
I still like mine better, but okay.
Almonds that are filtered through the kidney into the urine.
Marvin dropped off some brekkie for me. Leftovers kind of lunch. He has a poem exam in a couple, like in an hour. Have a bedside, but I still need to eat well, sort of. Just finished my second bedside. Yeah, we had to wear like the whole N95 on campus and everything. Talking to patients makes sense because COVID. There's like no one around, so I think I'm going to take this off. Just like my face looking, just like look at this. I mean, like this is normal, just how you know it works, but like I swear I'm gonna get like an N95 bruise here. But anyway, today was like the third bedside. I just had my second bedside last Friday because it was a makeup, and then I just had my third one today, and it was very different today. Today I was just like thrown in. She was like, go in, here's a patient. He was in pain, but I had to like figure that out, figure out how to do a physical exam, learn from my mistakes, and then we had to present for the first time, and so it was a really good learning experience. So we had like 35 minutes to like take the history and do a physical, and I just think it's crazy that in the future we're only gonna have like 10 minutes or whatever to like do all the things I did in like 35. But then again, I remember at the beginning of the year, I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this in like an hour. So it's crazy to see like this kind of growth in yourself in medicine, because like I have no confidence in myself. Like originally, like how am I gonna do this? But like eventually, like I am still starting to build habits, like good habits hopefully, and I'm starting to learn, and things are starting to get easier. So all good news in medical school. I'm seeing myself growth, even though I feel like it's really hard, it's really tough. I'm still seeing self growth, which is really nice and rewarding to know that I will be able to like help these patients in the future. Like just keep that in my head and keep going forward. It was honestly such a learning point for me though to like go to like, because this patient was in pain and obviously I couldn't examine him, or I didn't want to examine him. Like I didn't ethically feel like I should be bothering him, especially because like it's not necessary pain, because I'm just here for learning purpose, not like I'm gonna actually diagnose him or anything. But I still like learned how to like ask nicely and everything. Like thank goodness like he was such a nice person and he was so patient, and then that like I felt like we had like a good like connection and everything. So at least like he made it easy on my part, but it's just like so hard for me to like inconvenience other people. Like that's just not who I am, and so that is such a big learning point that I have to like go through. But overall it was a great time. Now I'm just gonna wait for Marvin, doing some work outside. I forgot how much I enjoy doing work outside. Yeah, I'm gonna type up this patient report. It's like, tell me you're a student without telling me you're a student.